Ethan wakes up to a text message, I think maybe last Monday morning. It's like 7 a.m., and he like rolls over and he like picks up his phone and he's like, oh my gosh, read this text message. And it's from the plumber. And the plumber is like, Ethan, I'm so upset. He was like, we undid all the plumbing in the house because we're redoing it. And we told everyone upstairs that we're redoing it. He was like, and then as we were undoing the plumbing below the toilet, he's like, a GC upstairs took a shit in the toilet and flushed it and it landed on my guy's head. All right, let's get this guy started. Well, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Garwell Chronicles. Today, it's just Emily and I catching up with all of our drama. Honestly, I mean, it's been kind of fun interviewing everyone that we know in our close circle. It's a very different vibe from what we've done in the past.
I know, it is fun. It felt so natural having Dale on, and somebody texted her after listening to the episode and was like, your friends Sarah and Emily are very different from each other. And I was like, what gave it away?
Yeah, no kidding. We prefer a little variety in our lives.
So funny.
Yeah, but I'm excited to catch up because obviously you've got a lot of moving parts in your life currently. I've got a ton of moving parts in my life currently. And so let's spill our tea. You start because I'm curious.
I'm trying to think, other than the Nuevo project. I mean, there's the coffee shop stuff. We'll go Nuevo project first.
Okay.
That one just feels like chaos, like the timeline and stuff of it. And I know like you have the updates from Ethan probably on your end, but it's just so much. And we're running into now we started this project in end of April.
Yeah.
Is when we started it. And so we were supposed to be done by July 1st. So I started ordering things in June, like things from Amazon, tons of stuff. And we just kept the boxes in the garage because the project kept getting pushed. And I was like, I didn't have the capacity to open all of these boxes, nor did I have a place to put all of the stuff that was in said boxes.
Yeah, let's not take the glassware out of the styrofoam.
Yeah, well, should have. Because now that we're 4 months into this project, things are broken and some things just didn't show up.
Yeah.
And the broken things, I'm like, okay, I understand not being able to return it. I'll reach out directly to the manufacturer. Like Amazon doesn't have to deal with that. Mm-hmm. But the things that just like fully didn't show up, they're like saying is not their problem. And they're making me reach out to the manufacturer. And the manufacturer is like, okay, well, I need photos of what you did get so we can like file a claim with Amazon. And I'm like, why couldn't Amazon just handle it? Like it just didn't show up, whatever. So we're running into that. And then like when things come in from Wayfair and stuff that are broken, they handle it really well. Like they send replacement parts and stuff, but it's just the coordination of all of that is always my least favorite part. And I forget it's my least favorite part until I start doing it again.
Because it seems so easy. You're like, it's just emails.
Yeah.
No, it's not just emails. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah. So that's a little delayed. And then we're like putting together the main building. And then the bunkhouse building is still fully under construction.
Yeah.
So we can't even start on that. The well has not been started. We now have a plumber who's not coming back until
the 25th.
The 25th. And he has 2 projects to work on starting the 25th. So there's no way that we're getting that done by the next deadline that we had given. So it's just, I don't know. I understand why in Michigan we have to do all the construction in the summer. Like obviously they can't dig in the winter, but like they're so busy in the summer that everybody's deadlines get pushed and it's really frustrating. So dealing with that, but the furniture's all coming together and I went decor shopping yesterday. Partially. I have so much more to buy. It's amazing how much you can buy and then you're like, oh my gosh, I have so many spaces left to fill.
Oh yeah.
But so the fun part and the not fun part is happening at the same time.
Thank God.
So I'm like trying to cancel out the not fun part. But also like trying to do all of this with my toddler with me is hard.
A nightmare.
Yeah. So I'm like trying to do it all on the weekends when Tyler's home and my parents can take him and all of that. So the push timeline is annoying, but also kind of works in my favor based on the availability that I have. Because I can bring him. Like I do bring him sometimes, but like I have to stop every 5 seconds and run and check and make sure he's not breaking something or didn't get outside and fall down the hill into the river.
Yeah.
So that's Nuevo project.
It's looking so good though.
so cute. I see the vision in my head all the time, and then I'm like, is it really going to turn out the way I think it's going to?
Yeah.
And it is.
Yes.
And that makes me so excited.
There is just some, like, I can't even express the high I get from imagining, creating, picturing it in your head for months and months and months, and just staring at absolute chaos for months and months and months. And then all of a sudden, in like 2 weeks, it just like wraps up into something beautiful. And you're like, I have been visualizing this forever. And here it is.
Yeah.
I made it.
And one thing that we did, and I was like even pushing back on this because it seems like such a stupid thing to pay for, but paying somebody to put together furniture, but also actually fill the dumpster, being the person to fill, like having somebody else fill the dumpster for us,
Chef's kiss,
was next level satisfying.
Yes.
Like showing up the dumpster. So we ordered a 40-yard dumpster. And when I showed up on Saturday, it was like half full, and the guy was there like filling it, and then the pile was still massive that we had to throw away.
8 foot, 9 foot high.
I was like, there's no way he's fitting all of that in there, and I don't want to have to be the one who continues to do it because we only had him for a specific amount of time.
Yeah.
Literally, like an hour later, the dumpster was full. I like look over, the guy's pulled his truck up next to it. He climbed on top of the dumpster and is stomping down the trash himself. And then he completely filled it, and there's no trash pile. There's going to be more, but like there's no trash pile there currently. And I was like, oh, I've never seen anything so satisfying in my life. And I didn't have to do any of that. It just reminded me when we used to do the apartments.
Yeah.
When we would fill like the biggest box that we had with all of the trash and drag it down the hallway and throw it into the dumpster at the apartment complex,
Emily,
which apparently
PTSD.
we weren't supposed to do, but literally like that's the worst part.
Yeah.
Is the trash. And I just got to watch somebody else do it for us.
It was magical. I really appreciate Ethan for that because I was on your side of like, no, we're kind of running low on budget, yada yada. And Ethan's like, Sarah, you know,
it wasn't that much.
Yeah, he's like, you know, this is not the best use of our time. Like, quit shopping with your own wallet. Like, we are hiring someone. Like, we literally don't have the time. Like, I know Emily doesn't have the time. I know we don't have the time. It is the lowest hanging fruit. And whenever he gets like kind of stubborn about something like that, I'm like, he lets me have my way almost any other time. But when you're stubborn like that, I know that you know you're right.
Yeah.
So I was like, fine. And then the second, like, we hired the same person for Lake to put together the furniture there. And I was like, this is a luxury. Like, it's just so much work.
Yeah. And luckily for us, like, not a ton of stuff came in broken because if somebody else is putting it together and like, you got to make sure the pieces are organized. And I don't know. I'm like super type A and I want to be doing it and organizing it all. And I was like, crap, it's not going to work. But literally 2 pieces came in, like not even broken. Well, I guess one of them was broken. One was just missing parts. And I was like, oh, that makes it so easy.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been kind of surprised with Wayfair on that because we used to get broken furniture all the time.
All the time.
I don't know if they figured out a new packaging like manufacturer or something, but same thing with
must
like
have because the people delivering this stuff were not nice to those packages. Like the boxes that they came in were destroyed and they were so pissed at how many were getting delivered that they left us sticky notes, like mad at us for how much was getting delivered. That's a whole nother thing. I'm like, it's literally your job to deliver packages.
Like, what do you mean? You're going to guilt me for making sure you have a job?
Like making sure that you're doing your job, whatever. But they were so mad that they were leaving sticky notes. So they were just like tossing the boxes at that point. And so the boxes themselves were destroyed, but the furniture
in great condition.
In great condition.
Incredible. We love to see it. Thank God Wayfair's doing that.
Yes. Very, very nice.
Same thing. Like in both Lake and Hale, none of our we had 2 things in both houses show up broken. Okay. Out of the 180 that we ordered.
Yeah. Like, we order so much stuff.
It's an obnoxious amount of trash. When I posted the video on Instagram of the trash pile before he put it in the dumpster, I had so many people message me. They were like, PTSD, Sarah.
Literally, it's the worst. I know Zoe posts those videos like frequently showing because her projects always have like mounds of trash. I'm always like, Zoe, you're making me anxious.
Yeah.
I can stop posting those.
Yeah, my carbon footprint is not looking good.
Oh, I know. My dad was getting on me about that. He was like, you need to bring a recycling bin so that you can recycle all the cardboard. And I was like, it's literally a mound of like wet cardboard, construction materials. Like the GC is just threw everything in a pile. So it's like a mixture. And to
You've
like
got styrofoam glued on all of the
Yeah, they
cardboard.
glue the styrofoam. It's so crazy, which maybe has to do with why stuff doesn't come in broken.
I
But
think so, because I have made that mistake several times where I'm like yanking the styrofoam out and I'm like, oh, this is glued on all four sides. Like,
yeah,
never mind.
but it makes it hard to recycle stuff. So I do feel really bad every single time because I'm always like, ugh. Because I did like for like my projects and other things, like I would go and recycle as much as possible, like previous projects. But now I'm like, how? How are we going to do that?
Man, we could start a whole company around recycling for B&Bs. Like not
Good.
like for their guests, but like B&B setup recycling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh gosh, another business idea. Somebody else do that. I'm busy.
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Yeah. Well, speaking of other businesses, I like went down a huge rabbit hole of comparing because I always wanted to do some sort of pop up while I was doing construction on the coffee shop building.
Yeah.
And I went down the rabbit hole, and I think my risk tolerance just can't take on how much this specific building would be
Yeah.
to get the coffee shop up and running, renovate it to the quality that I want it to be, renovate the apartment that's above the building.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like almost $1 million is basically what I would need to get that going, plus the money to put into the pop-up while it's running. And my risk tolerance is just not there for the town that it's in. Like if I was doing that here in Grand Haven where I've seen successful coffee shops, I would not even give it a second thought.
Yeah.
But it's hugely reliant on people driving through town actually stopping for coffee.
Yeah, and
Because
not
there's no
stopping.
walking traffic in Grant.
None.
People don't walk around.
Yeah.
So it's solely based on people stopping for the drive-through for there versus stopping to get gas at Wesco and getting their coffee there.
And there's no other drive-throughs either.
Yeah,
Like,
there's Big B up in Nuevo.
Right. But there's no
Not
point
good
of
coffee.
comparison for Grant. Like you can't even like look at a McDonald's. For a
Yeah,
drive-through.
there's
Like,
no
there's nothing.
drive-throughs. And like I can use Nuevo as a comparison because like how many people do stop at the Burger King, the Taco Bell, the McDonald's, the Big B, Subway, all of those have drive-throughs there. So you know people are stopping.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just hard to take that risk in Grant specifically. So I was like, okay, let me start with the trailer.
Yeah.
So I ran the numbers on that. Almost everybody who owns a coffee shop that I've talked to has said like the cost of getting the trailer up and running, holding cost, not holding cost, the month-to-month cost expenses, whatever. I
Holding
cannot.
costs. You're right.
Okay. Is not a lot. Like
Yeah.
you can make money faster doing the trailer, obviously. But so I found one. I was going to tour it today. Ended up there. I can't tour it today, so I'm going to tour it tomorrow. It's not necessarily like I'm comparing the two things. There's these really beautiful trailers that can be built. They're built in Argentina. They look kind of like Airstreams. It's exactly what I would want it to be. Mm-hmm. It's like $45,000 before I even get the espresso machine and the grinder and all of the actual equipment that I need to run the coffee shop. It's just structure alone versus this one that has like a fridge, a freezer, the sinks that I need for health code already, like the health department and stuff. And it's like less than half the price.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me get the one. It's still cute and it's very cute for Grant. Like Grant people will think it's very cute. That sounds really rude. I don't mean it like that. I mean, it's like rustic in like the way that it fits in Grant.
Yeah.
And so I think that it'll be good. And then I can maybe upgrade later if I really want to. But I think I'm going trailer route. And then hopefully eventually I can actually have like a brick and mortar. But it's just a real gamble starting a business in that town. And I love the idea of like building up the community and creating a stopping destination, but like $1 million is so much. Mm-hmm. And that's before I even negotiate like the parking lot that I want to go with it. And like that guy is selling the parking lot and the Rite Aid building and the next one for $1 million. And so like, what would he sell the parking lot for? Who knows?
$1 million in Grant is crazy.
Yeah.
Like it just.
Yeah. My million is like buying the building, completely renovating. Basically, it's a gut renovation for both the downstairs and upstairs, and then getting all of the equipment and stuff. So that's like the $1 million that I'm thinking of, and including the trailer to like do the pop-up. But
yeah, I think the trailer's so smart. When we were in Iceland earlier this year, we flew in and it was like 6 a.m. And so we started driving and eventually it was like, 7:30, 8. And we were like, okay, let's stop and get some breakfast. And when we like, there's, nothing in Iceland. It's vacant everywhere. And there was a school bus.
The pink one. Ethan sent me that immediately when you guys saw it.
Yeah. And literally he got out and he was like, this is what Emily needs to do. Like,
Yeah.
this would be so good, because let's say that you find out that there's just not enough traffic in Grant. Like you know, you've got maybe some consistent customers, but you're like, wow, there's just not enough of a demand for something cute and quaint like this in Grant for me to justify staying here. Then you can move, right? You don't have to sell a building. You don't have to like.
Yeah. I do think that the potential in Grant is there. And I had this whole plan to like, as part of my marketing, one day a week, take coffee to every business in Grant, because like the people who work in Grant, they come there every single day.
Yep.
And so like if I got everybody who worked at Jeans to come and get coffee, everybody who worked at every school building to come and get coffee, and then like people host events, there's sporting events on the weekends, like all the parents could stop and get coffee before going to the football games on Saturdays for their kids. Like I really think that there is so much potential for it to be a real thing. It's just I don't know if I can take that gamble. Plus, I am moving. Like,
yeah, you're not gonna be close.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be close. And so the trailer is like a smaller bite. And I still, even though I am moving, if I were to start a brick and mortar, I would want it to be in Grant. And so I can like test it out. Taylor really wants to like work some hours at the trailer when I do move. And so I could then start another one over where I am if it's successful. So we'll see how it goes, but people have been so nice online. And like there's this lady, she owns, I believe it's called Cornerstone Coffee in McBain.
Okay.
And she reached out to me and she's like a mom of 6 and she started this coffee shop in McBain, which is an agricultural town as well. And everybody told her she was crazy and that it would never work. And it's been running for 10 years. And she was like willing to answer questions. I messaged her the other day because she also has a coffee cart, and she was like, I'll put together some thoughts for you. She's super nice. I'm actually planning on going tomorrow to her coffee shop. I think she's like vacationing up north right now, but I'm going to go and check it out because she was like, yeah, you should come and look at the coffee shop up in McBain. It's like near Cadillac, but
that's where Amanda and Chris is from. He grew up in McBain.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm excited to go and see that, but people have just been really nice and like willing to help and talk through it, give me advice. Yeah. And like to see hers be that successful in a small community, because her entire goal was to create a place where people could gather as well. Yeah. And so to see that be successful for 10 years gives me a lot of hope.
Yeah. It definitely could work. I mean, River Stop right up the road is like, it's the only place I'll go in Owego. Yeah. Well, other than Smuggler's Cove, but yeah, like we will not eat breakfast here to go get breakfast and coffee at River Stop because it's so good. Yeah. You know, so yeah, you just need something that, because I think a lot of the mistakes that we've seen people make in Grant over the years is like, remember when somebody opened up a sushi restaurant in Grant and it's like, sorry, like I like sushi. I love sushi, right? But like the vast majority of people in Grant are not consuming sushi.
And also, I didn't really know that it had opened. Like the marketing for businesses in Grant doesn't really happen.
That's so true.
And so when they opened, I remember finding out like a year after they opened, and then it was like named something that didn't sound like a sushi restaurant. And so you have people going there thinking it's something completely different, and then it's sushi, and then people in Grant really don't eat sushi. Yeah. Maybe now they do. I was actually like looking at all the demographics and stuff, and the average age in Grant is like 33 to 40 something. Like Seriously? It's a low, like apparently all the old people are leaving because
dying or leaving.
To me, like growing up, I remember always thinking it was all old people in Grant.
But farmers.
Not the thing, not the case, I guess.
That's so wild.
Per census.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Well, sure. Like, what do we know, right?
And not many people have kids either. So it's a lot of single people apparently.
Huh. So because it's cheap to live, maybe?
That, but I know a lot of people are taking their kids out of Grant because of the school system. Gotcha. So I think that
which is like crazy, right? It's like my mom took me out of White Cloud to put me in school.
I know. To me, in our surrounding area, like you got to move far away if you're going to get a better school system. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't let Fremont hear that. They'll be like, excuse me.
Grant is just very polarizing for like the issues that happen at the school.
Yeah. Yeah. That's tea that we could
oh my gosh, really the drama that we could talk through about Grant.
Yeah, well, I love it because your parents are just involved enough for me to get the tea
to know about it. I know there's a vote today.
Oh, for what?
For it's not a bill, but the school that wants to like get money to redo it. Yeah, they were like, it's not. You remember how Fremont was sinking, and so they built the new school. Well, Grant's.
I thought the new school was sinking, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
Maybe I don't know.
They're still using it, so it's fine.
Grant used the advertisement like the school's not sinking, but we need this, and this to be fixed because it's old. To be fair, the high school is the same school my mom went to.
Yeah,
like she went to the learning center, which they have now torn down, but then she was like one of the first classes in the high school.
Yeah,
is old. Sorry, Mom.
It's old.
It's old.
We need a new one.
Yeah, the library used to be a courtyard. They put the library there.
Oh, that would have been way cooler to have it as a courtyard than a library.
I know, but I don't know where the library was before that.
Yeah, well, and then they added the
Fine Art Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so they need money. The school's falling apart, apparently.
Okay, well, a coffee shop would solve a lot of that, I feel.
I genuinely, one of my strategies to talk to the city was that it would bring in tourism because if people are taking their kids out of Grant, how is Grant getting any money?
Yeah. Yeah, we have been talking a lot about that this week, just being in Grand Haven and it being Coast Guard. And how tourism, like, you know, we're so pro tourism because our lives revolve around it to a certain degree. Our careers for sure revolve around it. But then when you live in a place that has really high tourist peaks like 4th of July or Coast Guard.
All summer here. I avoid Grand Haven all summer if I can.
And it's dramatically different in Coast Guard versus, I guess, the rest of the summer. But yeah, you're right. The summer is like the population doubles.
Traffic is so bad.
Yeah, traffic is so bad. And so this is the first time in my life where I've been like bothered by tourism. You know, I'm like, I have to wait in line for 15 minutes for my coffee. And
we're our parents now.
Yeah. And like going to breakfast, I'm like on a 45-minute wait instead of like walking in and sitting down. Like that's so annoying. But I get it. You know, it's great for the businesses and so on and so forth. But I was like, man, I'm old. I'm that lady that's like, oh, these dang tourists, get them out of here.
I know. I feel like if you're a business owner, you're like, oh, whatever, I'll just deal with the lines because like I'm making so much money.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so funny. Well, yeah, it is what it is. Well, I love the mobile coffee idea. I think that's brilliant. And you could take it, like I saw somebody, one of the Kronks with one of the Volkswagens, they just opened a mobile flower shop.
Oh, cute.
Out of there, and they like are driving their Volkswagen around to different farmers markets and selling flowers. And I'm like, oh, yeah. You want to pair next to the coffee shop?
I know. I'm trying to like figure out because I wanted to do all these things in the brick and mortar, and I'm trying to figure out how I can like pare it down to still have that same thing. Because in my branding, it's still like a library.
Yeah.
So you know those free library stands where people like exchange books. I think I'm gonna just have one of those like built into the side of the coffee shop, and people can exchange their books if they want to. I wanted to work with like a local florist too to have flowers for sale, so I could still have like a flower stand. And the trailer I'm looking at is big enough that I can like store tables and umbrellas in it at night and then put them out. Yeah. So that people can like sit and enjoy if they want to.
Yeah. You need to get those like big blow up. Have you seen like those big blow up like beach chairs that everybody's got this year? They like have just like a crease down the middle and then it's like, and you like sink into it. It's like a bean bag without the beans inside.
Okay.
They had them everywhere over Coast Guard, like all down the beach, all set up for like the fireworks and whatnot. But it's literally like a bean bag. So if you were going for like a library vibe and you wanted people to like lounge for a while, those are the chairs to get. And then they just shrink right back up.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen them. It's like, it must be one manufacturer created a crap ton of them this year.
I'm gonna see it on TikTok now that you said it out loud.
Yeah, it's like those same thing with like the mats that roll behind your boat that I say that we need to like put logos on. It's that phenomenon all over again, where it's like every single beach owner was like, "That's my new beach toy."
Oh my gosh, that's crazy! I literally haven't even seen it once.
Yeah, they were like filling up the walkways down there. Like,
to be fair, I'm not like a beach girl, so like I don't get a lot of beach marketing.
Yeah. They're like, not for this girl.
I know the video you and Dale sent me the other day of like the girl in the umbrella with the sunglasses and the hat and the towel on, and I was like, me.
Yes. You're gonna have the best skin ever when we're 80.
I used to be embarrassed. I'm not anymore.
Yeah, it's done well for you. Any other drama that you've got going on in your life?
No, I have a toddler. That's my drama. His nickname now is Monster. He's just a monster, dude. He's crazy.
Dude, that's amazing. Is it just like full of energy or like won't listen or?
But all of it, all the things. And he just like, he talks so much now. He'll like, I don't know, he'll have full conversations, but he'll answer himself. Like if he wants to watch something, like he wants to watch Bear in the Big Blue House, he'll be like, watch Bear in the Big Blue House. Okay. And then he'll go, I'm like, nobody said that was okay, but you did. So you think it's okay.
I think that is a sign that he needs a sibling.
Well, we'll see.
He's entertaining himself.
Yeah. He, Tyler got him that Smeagol stuffed animal when he was born.
Yeah,
it's the
so
most
creepy.
terrifying thing in the entire world.
Yes.
Oz loves it. It's like one of his favorite toys. It's the most annoying thing. I get in bed the other night. Spoiler alert, nobody come for me. My son sleeps with us in bed. It's the only way.
I didn't know that was taboo anyway for mom, so
it's the
great.
only way I get any sleep. His crib is literally a laundry basket. Like all of our clothes are in it.
You're like, yeah, he doesn't sleep with us. They're like, why is it full of clothes?
He sleeps over there. But so I get into bed to like snuggle him and like read him his books, and he has Smeagol set up on my pillow, and he goes, Smeagol's sleeping. I was like, get this thing out of my bed. I looked at him and I was like, here's a rule in the house. Smeagol sleeps on the floor. He does not sleep in our bed.
He's like, why is mom bullying Smeagol?
He literally loves him. I threw him off of the bed and he goes, Smeagol's sleeping. I was like, oh my gosh, get this out of here. But he's just crazy. I worked for like 2 hours last night on the chair with him hanging over my shoulder. He was just hanging on me, holding my hair. Everybody was like, do you want to get off, mama? He was like, I was like, okay.
You're like, are you sure? Mama would like you to get off, mama.
Mama would love you to get off. So yeah, he's a monster. I call him Monster now. And when I say that, he lifts up his shirt and he points to his stomach. He goes, Monster. I'm like, yep, the monster's inside of you.
I love this for you. It just sounds like he's unknowingly picking on you all day long.
All day long. He is my biggest tormentor. He's my biggest bully.
Love it.
Yeah. But I mean, it's fun, but it's just a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. Good for him. All the things. And you're moving eventually.
And I'm moving. Probably. I mean, I don't know if I've said this here. We're putting the Alpina house for sale in September.
I don't think we've said that on here.
Yep, officially
if anyone
in
wants a
September.
turnkey B&B.
Yeah. So we'll see. I still have a few things that I want to do. Like I'm going to have them sand and stain the deck, just like update a few little things that probably were deferred maintenance a little bit. But other than that, it's got a complete new heating system, a brand new AC that is fixed. We have tested that now for a month. So, I mean, it's doing great for the summer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's profitable.
And in the
You're just
winter,
sick
you
of
got
it.
work crews. Yeah, I'm just over it. And I want to be a mom and have a cute little coffee shop that I can open when I want to and not open when I don't want to. And
yeah, more control.
Yeah, chill. So yeah, that's going up for sale in September, and we're going to sell that. And I would like to be able to make enough on it to where Tyler and I are going to buy our house. And then I want to buy like land up north. Because Tyler and I still want to like either put tiny homes on it and our families get to use it. And that way we still get separation, but we can all vacation together. And then probably rent that out.
Yeah.
But that's like I can do that on my own timeline thing. I don't want to feel like I have to rush it at all.
Yeah, especially when it's more of a lifestyle play.
Yeah, definitely a lifestyle play. And if it makes money, great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, for all of our listeners, if you are interested in a property in Michigan that's turnkey, ready to go, this would be a great one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
last time I checked, they had not done anything as far as regulation is concerned, but you never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've had a few conversations in the city, but
they've been super positive about it. Yeah, they're very open to it. There's nothing set in stone at this point, so there's no regulation as it stands.
Yeah, but they're not coming in and being like, there's none, but just wait.
No, yeah. You know? They're very, very open to the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, even like in Ethan going through this business buying mentorship, they always say the best businesses to buy are from people who are retiring, getting a divorce, or tired. And I think that's, that's why yours, in my opinion, is such a green flag, because you're just tired. Mm-hmm. I get it.
And I don't want any of the furniture in it. Please take all of it. You can have fully designed Airbnb.
Yeah, you can have a Carwell collection.
Yes.
It's all yours.
Yep. So.
Well, very cool.
Yeah, what's going on with you?
Drama in my life. I mean, the projects, of course. The most exciting thing, the news that we got last week, is that Wayfair is going to be featuring the lake property as a Wayfair Pro story, which I'm just so excited for. You know, we buy a ton of stuff from Wayfair in every property that we do, but it's never all from Wayfair. And typically the big pieces aren't from Wayfair. I mean, when we started designing these properties when we were in these apartments, it's like you couldn't get a nice sofa on Wayfair. And now Wayfair has really done an overhaul on adding in a lot more luxurious options, quality options on top of their budget-friendly options. And so I just wanted, you know, after Wayfair had sponsored the retreat and the investor on this project plus me were there listening to like the branding speech about how they want to feature us, you know, or people who really prioritize Wayfair in their properties, I was like, okay, I'm going to see that as a challenge and I'm going to order literally everything. 100% of what's going in the house other than the paint is going to be from Wayfair. And it was kind of a fun challenge, you know. It was like it put me in a box of like, okay, how do I keep the quality as high as all of the other ones and, you know, make sure that everything goes together really nicely without shopping anywhere but Wayfair. And so it'll be like, that project is stunning. I'm super excited to see it come together. But I mean, even when I started it, it was like that was my goal, was to get Wayfair to feature this property. And just as it happened, you know, this wasn't intentional in any way, but the investor came and toured the property with us maybe a month ago now. And we were kind of close to wrapping up construction. And they came in and they were like, actually, I know that you didn't redo this bathroom because we don't need to for an Airbnb, but we want to. And we want you to rip everything you did out in this bathroom and add a shower. And so now it's like, you know, $25,000 more luxurious than it was, which is the perfect one for it to be more luxurious.
Because if they're going to show everything off, you want it. It's like when Magnolia or Chip and Joanna do their projects and they like won't show some of the bedrooms because you know they didn't renovate those.
Yeah.
Like this one, that's what you would have probably done, but now you don't have to.
I know. It was so fun. And like the bathrooms are just such a moment, you know, when you get to design them from scratch. We've never done that in our B&Bs. Like the bathrooms they're just not the area we focus on. We always focus on the outdoor amenities, but having a much larger budget, it's been so fun to design bathrooms. So.
It has been fun to change up like the bathroom in the Nuevo house that I completely designed. I was like, it looks so different. Tyler walked in after not seeing it and he was like, that looks crazy because it's so different. Full transparency, I did not think that, like, I was like, no way am I ever ordering tile off of Wayfair. Like, that's just not what I think of when I hear Wayfair.
Yeah.
My mom is having me design their bathroom remodel, and she found a tile on Wayfair that she loves, and I was like, okay, let's, like, order a box of it. It's so good.
Yeah.
It
their
looks
Paragold
so
brand
nice.
of tile is, like, same thing. I ordered all of the tile. I shouldn't say that. There was one bathroom out of the 3 that I didn't order a Wayfair tile, but... gorgeous.
The tile that we ordered for the bunkhouse bathroom in Nuevo, fantastic. It's so good. But so I was like, I don't know why I just solely think furniture when I think of Wayfair.
Yeah, well, and it almost expanded my horizon. Well, not almost. It for sure expanded my horizon on what Wayfair offers by trying to order absolutely everything. Because I was like, okay, what options do we have for faucets? What options do we have for hardware? What options do we have for grout? Like, fans for the bathroom, like just things that I typically get at Home Depot.
Yeah.
All appliances.
And Wayfair has, because like the plumbers that we're working with specifically are like, I want Delta and that's it. Like I'm not using anything else. And they have that on Wayfair.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know whoever's on the Wayfair team who's like expanding their selection, you know, like what they're actually the brands that they work with through Wayfair. Bravo.
Great job.
Bravo, because you are quickly turning into a one-stop shop. And even now, it's like I'm catching myself on this next project where I don't have to order everything from Wayfair. I'm finding like really cool lighting options or whatever else from like these small boutique brands. And then I go to Wayfair and I'm like, okay, let's see if I can like type in like, you know, that it's a globe and has a marble, you know, backplate to it and yada, yada, yada. And half the time they've got like one on Wayfair that nearly looks exactly the same that's significantly less expensive as well. And then the delivery time is better too. And so I've just been like, wait a minute. Like I thought it was like kind of taboo to only do it through Wayfair because then the property like inherently my brain would say it's going to look cheaper.
Yeah, not the case.
Not the case anymore. So I'm such a fangirl of Wayfair this year. I keep shouting that from the rooftops, but
I know.
such a fangirl.
I feel like our mindset now is everything behind the walls is maybe Home Depot. Everything outside, like inside the walls, is Wayfair now.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
even some of the stuff behind the walls, like for one thing that's been really annoying with these projects and doing the bathrooms is like I know everything that needs to be selected for outside of the walls.
Oh, the inside the wall stuff is so annoying.
The diverters.
How am I supposed to know?
I know.
And they don't tell you. The plumber's like, I need a diverter. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, and can you give me the specific one for this specific shower head / tub filler / everything else? And I ordered
shower and bath ones, just bath ones.
Yes. So all of that stuff, still getting it through Wayfair.
Nice.
I know.
Again, I didn't even know that they had that as an option.
Yeah, it's been wild so far. Just like challenging myself to just shop on Wayfair because I'm like, whoa, everything. You could build a whole house off of Wayfair. It's crazy.
Yeah, their furniture selections have gotten better, like you said.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, better and still competitive on price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was a big win for Lake. That timeline's been extended because of the ripping out the bathrooms that we weren't planning on doing.
It's nice to work with people who aren't super like intense about timelines though.
Yes. Yeah, these investors are very much quality over I just think it's so interesting. I talked with Ethan a little bit about this on the podcast on how when you are working with really wealthy people, it's almost like they are beyond stress.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like if it like it just their stress tolerance. I guess it's not that they're beyond stress. It's just the things that stress them out are
different,
way different.
Yeah, that's what I was literally just gonna say. Is like their stress, like they stress about things that maybe we couldn't even like comprehend.
Yes, absolutely.
Because once money's taken care of, I feel like your mind just starts focusing on other stuff.
Exactly. And so they're like, no, we just want it to look really nice and we want to be more excited about it and we don't care if we lose a month and a half of profit. And I'm like,
well, it's also really nice that they like care enough because like they could just be like, whatever, just like list it. It's fine. We'll like continue making more and more and more money. But they're like, no, extend the timeline, make it even better. Like even on the one that you did, they were like, no, I want more expensive stuff.
Yeah.
Like nicer things. Like you went maybe with smaller pavers because it was more budget friendly, and they're like, no, we want bigger pavers.
Yep.
Like that's a great problem to have. The people that want more expensive things, okay.
Yeah, I know. It's been so fun. Yeah, so I feel like my hesitancy towards including investors in the design process is like almost being healed by working with wealthy people because all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's like they like the bougie stuff. They're not like pinching every single penny and then like hating on the thing that's like the wow factor, right? Which we were very used to in the past, where we'd be like, okay, we're splurging here, but it's for a good reason. It's going to have an ROI attached to it, yada, yada. And it would always be the thing that got cut. Working with these people, they're like, run it. Like we want it to be. And she's like constantly sending me like the nicest B&Bs in the world where she's like, this is what we need to get to. And I'm like,
love
yes.
that. Okay.
Yes, like absolutely. So yeah, that project's been going really well, other than obviously the timeline getting extended, but that's fine, right? Like if they're not worried about it, I'm not worried about it. I want it to look stunning over it be launched August 1 or whatever, you know? So that one's been going really well. Nuego's been going really well. I mean, I think that both of those projects have had no shortage of drama, like the plumber, and, you know, the plumber is incredibly annoying. I will share this story because it's such a good one on here, and I think I shared Ethan shared a screenshot of it on social media.
Tell this story. Oh no.
This is like the day today, I guess. This is like such a good glimpse at what it's like working with contractors.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
And I just remember like talking to Rose from your family's place about how she was like, yeah, just like running these GCs, you're gonna have to figure it out. Like it is herding cats, you're babysitting grown men. It's like a whole thing.
Try to pull my Rose energy in a lot.
Yeah. Because you're like, wow, we're dealing with something very confrontational. Here we go. And so Ethan wakes up to a text message, I think maybe last Monday morning. It's like 7 a.m., you know, and he like rolls over and he like picks up his phone and he's like, oh my gosh, read this text message. And it's from the plumber. And the plumber is like, Ethan, I'm so upset. He was like, we undid all the plumbing in the house because we're redoing it. And we told everyone upstairs that we're redoing it. He was like, and then as we were undoing the plumbing below the toilet, he's like, a GC upstairs took a shit in the toilet and flushed it and it landed on my guy's head.
Every time you tell it, I'd want to vomit. What? I would have walked upstairs and like confronted him that second.
Like I'm shocked that there wasn't police called, that there wasn't a much larger
Whoever
issue.
got that done to them has a lot of self-control.
Well, and I'm just like part of me doesn't even believe that like they had to like leave right after or something. Like there's just no way that that plumber and team, knowing how like abrasive they were when we met them, wouldn't have gone upstairs and been like,
it also genuinely shocks me that the person who did it.
Yes, because I don't like that guy is a butterfly.
Yeah, he's so nice. So I'm very shocked. I don't know if he just didn't understand what was going on.
Yes. I don't think, well, he doesn't speak English really. So I don't know.
I mean, he does like a little, but
very
like,
little.
Yeah.
And I don't know how well he understands it. Like sometimes I feel like he like
says
cracks
okay,
a joke
yeah.
or like something just to be like, you know,
he's just so nice that like to me, if he knew he did it, I feel like he would feel
die.
Horrible.
Yes, he would die. And so anyway, he's like, I'm gonna have to, you know, they're gonna have to apologize to my team, whatever. Like Ethan's like trying to calm down the situation. And so like Ethan goes out there the next time, plumber's there, guy who had shit on his head's there, and then Jesus is there, and Jesus isn't the guy that pooped, but it was Jesus's guy. And so Ethan's like, the plumber's like, Ethan, we've got to get an apology to this guy right now. Like I told him that I would make this guy apologize to him. And so Jesus comes up and is like, listen to the story. And Jesus is like, man, I'm really sorry. Like you know, it's hard for me to imagine that he would do that. Like that obviously wasn't intentional, yada, yada. So they all go back to like being cordial. And then Jesus, like 3 days later, Jesus calls Ethan. And Jesus is like, Ethan, I've got a bone to pick. Somebody owes me an apology now.
Oh, jeez. You're like, just a therapist when you're like hurting these cats.
He's like, I'm literally not qualified to handle this kind of emotional trauma that these men are putting each other through. And Jesus is like, I've been looking for my 5-gallon bucket for days. He's like, these 5-gallon buckets take up a ton of room in the truck, and we're missing one. And I know when I'm missing one because I only carry 5 of them, and I've only got 4. And he was like, so I'm looking all over for it. He's like, and I go down to the river and I see it sitting by the river. And he's like, hell yeah. Like I found my bucket, problem solved, no big deal. He's like, I walked out of this bucket and I look inside of it. It's full of shit. I'm like, so you're going to make this guy apologize.
And then you're just going to go shit in his bucket?
And I'm sure it's like, I don't even know if it was intentional. It's one of those things that like the water hasn't been working at the house. So like, where are they going to the bathroom?
I know. I think about that every time I'm there because every time I'm there, I gotta pee.
Yeah. Like you and I are bringing like water and dumping it in the toilet and like just understanding that if it's anything other than number 1, we have to leave.
Yeah.
Like, we've got to go somewhere else. But for them, they're clearly not doing that, you know? And I'm like, ask us to put a porta potty on it. Like we would have done that had we known that the water was going to be shut off before we knew that the well needed to be replaced. It's just... And I'm like, was it intentional? Did they were like, this is Jesus' bucket and we also need to find a place to shit?
Dude, I can't. I know. The communicating with all the GCs is like so...
It's so much.
It's so much. I literally, when I was returning stuff to Home Depot yesterday, I returned this thing and the lady goes, just didn't work. And I was like, yeah, my plumber needed another one. It'd be nice if they would like tell me what they need. And she was like, communicating with them is just the worst, isn't it? I was like, it is, because I feel like they assume that everybody knows what they know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not the case.
Yeah. Maybe it's really simple, right? But if it's really simple, then just send me the link.
I know. It's what, like, and like even this scenario where they're like fighting with each other, I'm like, I want one person who does all of it.
Yeah.
Like a true GC, right? Like that's what a GC is. It's
yes.
like somebody who has somebody who does all of it. Technically, these are all just contractors, and Ethan and
subs.
I are essentially the GC on this. And I'm just like not qualified to do that.
That's what Ethan says too. He's like, I'm literally not qualified. I'm like, I don't know that anyone is until you're like you got to learn somehow, you know.
I know.
And
my communication has changed completely just based on this project alone. I am like telling people how it is. The way I even talk to my guy up in Alpena now is different. I'm like very straightforward. Yeah. Like I have to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And the GCs need their hand held on every single corner. Like Ethan is, the second he wakes up until about 11 every single day, he's just on the phone with Mick, with the plumber, with whoever else. Like everybody needs a lot of
It makes me think of projects so differently moving forward, and like the communication you have from the very beginning. And like, if you can't do something or you don't want to do something, tell me so I can like figure out a solution for it. Or I don't know, or like I want to say like, give me a list of all of the parts that you're going to need if I'm going to order it. Or I want to set from the beginning, you're ordering everything.
Yeah.
And I will like either give you the selections, or you're ordering what's in the walls. I'll order what's outside of the walls. Like we need to have clear communication from the beginning because it's the worst.
And it slows down the timeline so much.
Yeah. And like every time I go to the project, Jesus, like not really any fault of his own, he'll just like give me a list of things that like he needs.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to place another order. And then he'll find out that he needs something else. And so the next time I go, he's like, here's a list of everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, the number of Home Depot orders.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have placed, or just like running to Home Depot so freaking often.
Well, and I'm so curious. This is a little bit of me digressing, but I'm so curious because I don't know. Like we started as an interior design company, right? Mm-hmm. And now we don't do that. But the people who do that in the space, typically, like Summerlet is the biggest interior design firm for short-term rentals in the space, and they don't do renovations.
I wonder why.
Well, and so I'm just like wondering, like, what is everyone doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, is everyone just like living in this chaos? Is there anyone who's like offering building plans? Because now I'm like looking at, you know, everything that I did at Rogue before I ever entered the short-term rental space, and I'm like, okay, we really need something like that. Like, I know how to project manage big projects. I just didn't think it needed that level of detail for smaller projects.
I know. And these really aren't smaller projects when you think about it. Like we thought that they were, and they're not.
Yeah.
And like I DIY'd most of Alpino, and I probably shouldn't, or like could have done it completely differently, or I could have gotten more done if I had just hired a GC.
Yeah. We need to introduce CAD and SketchUp into the design space in Airbnb because it's just lacking. So, like, if I'm feeling the pain and I have the experience that we have for these renovation projects, I just can't imagine the stress that people are going through if they are doing renovations like we are on their properties for their B&Bs, if they don't have that experience. Like, how are you doing it if Summerlet is not doing it for you or another interior design company isn't doing it
I know.
for you?
I wonder, because, like, outside of Maddie and Skylar, because they obviously take on huge renovations, like, even bigger than the ones that we're doing. But, like, outside of them, are most people just buying relatively turnkey properties and then just like painting and that like I think that that's like maybe what people's buy boxes are, so they don't have to do those renovations.
I agree. Well, and like Maddie and Skylar don't build out any sort of a design set ahead of time, you know, like, but they're on site.
They're like living in it,
and
I saw that they're hiring now, so I'm wondering if that like is the next step for them.
Yeah, because
that'll be interesting to talk to them about.
Yeah, I know. I need to touch base with Maddie because having somebody to help her build a design set with CAD and SketchUp it's going to make all the difference in the world.
Like, that'll change her life probably.
Yeah.
Because then she can like either she can be somebody who's managing 2 projects at once because they really have like a set for them to look at, and maybe she doesn't need to hire somebody so she can keep more of the income, or she does hire somebody and then they can work on like 4 projects at once because she's working on 2, the other person's working on 2, but the GCs have these sets like that they can look through. Because right now I can only imagine the number of questions that she gets on a daily basis, and that has to be so frustrating.
Yeah, it's like when you're talking about a bathroom, right? Like she'll post a video, and you and I do this exact same thing where she's there with Adam, being like, okay, hang the light here, hang the mirror here, hang the wall towel here. And it's like, okay, that eats up a day of 2 people's time. When in the reality is if you were putting it in SketchUp or CAD and creating elevations, it's going to take you an hour to be like, this is the measurement here, this is the measurement here, this is the measurement here, and you hand it off to somebody else, and you're saving a full day on every single room. Yeah,
because like, and if you're not on site, like specifically the bathroom at Newego, I'm not on site. He's like, okay, well, we can't hang the mirror at this height. I'm like, I want the mirror hung at that height, so I'm going to need you to do it anyways. And then I get there, and now I see why it couldn't be hung at that height, and now we have to move the light fixture up. But like, I'm not on site to see that when he needs the answer. And then like in the other bathroom, I'm like, okay, I want you to hang the mirror higher. And he's like, well, I didn't because of the light. And I'm like, this one can fit behind the light. Like, I need you to hang this higher because it's too low. It looks funny. And so like, if you're not on site like Maddie is, you have to have something to give them,
and it extends your timeline by a week
because now
you have to redo it.
Things are having to be redone. And so she's like stuck being on site at this point. And I think there's like a certain part of her that loves that.
Yeah.
And
Same.
yeah, same. Like I like being the decision maker to a certain extent, but then you're delayed. Sometimes like I'm in the middle of taking care of my child and I'm getting these phone calls, and like there's just only so much you can take on, and like you really can't scale it if you're the person who's answering every question.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you want it to look a very specific way.
And I mean, yeah, like she does want it to look a very specific way, and they turn out incredible, but like how many questions did she answer to get it to look like that?
Yeah, when we were at the beginning of this year, when Maddie was trying to decide like what she wanted to continue doing, she was like, I think I got to incorporate some flip properties in this. She's like, because each one of these projects just takes so much out of me. And I'm like, yes, but there's probably 80% that you could hand off to somebody else, assuming that you could scale it and justify the cost of what that is. But no, I hired a CAD girl. She's been incredible so far. Like it would take me to draw a floor plan in CAD and in SketchUp. It would take me all day because I just labor over it. Like I'm like, I can't just be like, okay, I'm just drawing this floor plan. It's like I'll draw half the floor plan and then I'll start imagining what I want to change in that floor plan, and I'll start like kind of monkeying with it, and then I'll get distracted, and then I'll like go have a snack, and then, like I just it ends up taking me all day because I just get caught up in it.
I think like the person who's doing the technical stuff and the person who's doing the creative thing need to be two different people.
Yeah.
Because if you're just technical and you're like, draw this exactly as is, you don't even have to think about what else is going in it. It gets done faster because then your brain can be creative, this person can be technical. But when you're the technical and the creative, you're like imagining like, okay, I'm drawing this, but now like, how's the bed going to go in here?
Yeah.
Okay, how big can the nightstands be? Like you start going down that rabbit hole for every room.
Yep.
And
Literally.
then instead of, let me just draw the floor plan.
Yeah. And it took her 4 hours to draw the floor plan. And then now that I'm like monkeying in it, like it's taken me 3 days to just decide on how I want the kitchen to be. But I'm like, okay, well, at least I saved 3 days worth of CAD drawing on the front end so I can just start and figuring out how I want to change this as opposed to like drawing it first. So yeah, I mean, these projects are they're getting bigger and they're getting way more fun. And I can see how it like can turn into something where we could like really start doing like new builds or like really big projects, tiny home villages, like things like that. But getting those systems down is it's a lot.
I know.
It's a lot.
I know. Tyler and I are obviously looking for a home, and no matter what home I buy, I'm gonna renovate it. Like there's just nothing that looks the way that I want it to look.
Of course.
And so we're like fighting between buying one that's like more expensive and relatively done versus something that's cheaper and I would renovate. And I was like, well, we have a lower house payment if we buy something cheaper, and I'm going to destroy the expensive house and like turn it into something I want anyway. So all of these skills that I've developed, I'm like, I'm going to do this in my own home. It's going to be so much more fun.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly like we've had that 1031, found a house, have it under contract. We're still negotiating with the sellers and hopefully it will work out. I'm optimistic. But of course I've already like started designing it, right? It's like halfway done at this point. But the projects that are ours are so much more fun because I feel so much less pressure to like hit a certain timeline or hit a certain budget or whatever. It's like the projects that are ours, I really get to slow down and be like, okay, what didn't work on the past, and let's try something new on ours, because if I try something new on ours and it sucks, nobody ever knows, right? Like I get to feel the pain and I get to like have the answer that I wanted, but it doesn't matter if it extends it by a month or it costs us an extra 10 grand or like whatever, like I can stomach that.
Yeah.
But then when it's an investor project and something like that is happening, I'm like, okay, now I have to tell them that like I tried something and I screwed it up.
Yeah.
So this is the first one where my plan is to, we're in the process of closing on it. I'm making a lot of the design decisions now, but I'm planning on not starting construction or demo at all until like nearly a month after we close, because I just want to have the meeting with the CAD girl, me, and the GC, and let's talk through like, if I'm replacing windows, where's the load bearing beams coming down? Like, how can I like just all of the little questions. So by the time that they start, as many of the questions as we possibly could answer are answered before we ever throw a hammer in that house. And I'm hoping that if I slow it down by 3 to 4 weeks at the front, I speed it up by 3 to 4 weeks on the back end, and the middle part is smoother.
Yeah. And in theory, the more you do that, the quicker that first part becomes
Yeah.
with the same team over and over again, because they'll already know the questions you're about to answer, so they'll have the answers ready for you.
Yeah.
I think about that when I think of how fast Zoe's renovations projects go.
Yeah.
To be fair, the cabin like did take longer than she estimated, but like the next one is even faster because she's working with the same team. So like they know the questions that she's going to ask. They understand the standard that she wants it to be. And so that process becomes even quicker every single project.
Yeah. 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 That's such a good point. I know. I keep going back and forth. It's like, Zoe's really getting her groove in the same market, right? It's like really starting to show the benefits of just like building in one place. But I just don't know that I want to build in one place. Like,
I know. I do feel like her market is touristy enough that like building that many in one place, she's not creating her own competition. Where in Michigan, like only so many people go to the areas that we're going to, and a lot of them are coming specifically for the Airbnb.
Yeah.
And so I there is something to be said about what she's doing, and obviously it's very much so working for her.
Yeah.
To me, like Michigan is the market, not like, I don't know, Colorado, like her area. I feel like she can do that, but like the state of Michigan is so drivable that you could.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like some of her properties really are like an hour away from each other, even though they're in the same place because of how long it takes.
Yeah, the mountains. And I mean, Jesus travels. Like we've got really lucky in the fact that like he will go anywhere in the Midwest, just like live on site, which is great. But he's not the whole team, He is the builder, but he's not the plumber. He's not the HVAC. He's not the electrician. So every time we go somewhere new, it's the same drama that we're having in Owego.
Yeah, that's true.
So I wish that he had more,
a built-out team.
Yeah, well, and he knows how to do everything. He's just not licensed to do everything. And so because he's not licensed, and we purchased the houses and the LLCs, they have to be with a licensed.
Yeah, and I think he's more concerned about like quantity of project. So he's not like wanting to go and get his licenses in those areas. At least that's like the vibe that I get. I haven't asked him.
He doesn't even have his builder's license. Like he has no license.
He's just skilled.
Yeah, he's just incredibly skilled, and he's got a builder who allows him to use his license. So like the builder that he uses his license for is liable if anything were to go wrong.
Gotcha.
But I guess he worked for that builder on like huge projects like Walmart's or Myers or things like that, all over the nation. He's traveled everywhere. And so it just sounds like that builder scaled back, and so did he. And so now they just do residential. But yeah, that's the limit there, which is, it is what it is. But it's hard to find someone who will travel as well. So yeah, so I don't know. But other drama in our lives outside of our own property that I want so bad, it would be so cute. If I get this property, last thing on this property is it's on a lake called Pearl Lake.
Cute.
And I really want to do like ultra, ultra, ultra dark and moody. Like my challenge for myself on this project, if we get to move forward on it, is to not use any white or any beige.
That's a big challenge for you.
I know. But the reason I don't want to use any white or any beige is because I want to call it the Black Pearl.
Shut up.
I know, it was a play on words for Pirates of the Caribbean, but it would be so cute. I know.
Sarah.
And like use like all old like ship decor. And,
okay, talk about my dream.
I know.
I'm gonna be the person who comes and stays and tests it out. Excuse me.
You are my inspiration for.
I'm so excited about this. I need you to get the house.
I know. I'm so like I want it so bad. So we'll see. And I really want it. It's like slightly overpriced. Well, not overpriced. It's just slightly higher than what we would want to pay for it, ideally.
Do you think we could get Johnny Depp to come stay?
Literally. And like the exterior, like all the siding needs to be redone, so I get to like put black siding on it as well. And, like I know it would be it's gonna be so cute if I get to do it, but we'll see. If the house is meant to be ours, it'll be ours.
Okay, knock it off with that attitude. It is.
I know, it's literally mine. I'm about ready to call the seller and be like, never mind, we're done negotiating, just give it to me. Like,
just give me the house.
Well, it just reaches a point with negotiating with sellers where I'm like, whether we pay $407 or $415 for the house, it changes the mortgage by like $10 a month, And it's just like me and Ethan being stubborn, being like, we want to feel like we got a deal. But in the long run, it doesn't make a bit of difference.
Yeah.
Like it literally doesn't make a bit of difference. So we just get stubborn wanting to like feel like we're winning. And so this morning, I woke up and because the sellers have to reply to us today. And I was like, how are we feeling about the house? Like, what if they come back and they don't want to give us any more money off? And Ethan was like, I'm going to let you make that call. I got to focus on like buying a business. And like, I can already tell that you're just like way emotionally wrapped up in this thing. And so like,
I'm glad he knows you.
he's like, just say yes. He's like, I don't care. And I was like, what if it's a bad deal? He's like, whatever, Sarah. He's like, wouldn't be the first bad deal that we ever bought. And
But also $10 a month in the mortgage is not going to make or break a good or bad deal. If that's making or breaking it, you already know it's not a good one.
I know. It's so stupid. I'm like, it's not even the purchase price. It's the fact that we weren't anticipating the roof and the deck needing to be replaced. But do they really need to be replaced? Like,
I would prioritize, well, is the roof structure or is the deck structurally sound?
no.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the one that has to be redone.
okay.
The roof, on the other hand, it just needs a little patch job. But it's an old roof. It's probably a 20-year-old roof. So it's due to be replaced, but for it being a very old roof, it's in great shape.
Hmm.
So.
You know, in Texas, going off on a tangent. So Tyler's parents are selling their house right now, and there's like a law or something where they like if your roof hasn't been replaced or redone in so many years, it's like required for you to like sell your house. And so they had to go and redo their roof before they listed it.
Well, I think, I don't know if that's a law here, but I know that like now that the inspection came back and was like, it needs a new roof, they would have to disclose that to any future seller.
Mm-hmm.
So like they didn't have to disclose that to us because it hadn't gone through inspection, but now that it has and now that they're aware of it, they have to disclose it.
I wonder if the sales price would make a difference. Like maybe Tyler's parents wanted the higher, like listed at a higher price, and so they did it. But if they didn't, they would just like have to lower it.
They would end up paying for it anyway.
Yeah.
And seller concessions or lowering the purchase price. So like take your pick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what we're telling them as well. We're just willing to pay for one or the other because our 1031 is for $425,000, and so we have to put all of that into the house anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there's just. I think we'll end up moving forward on it. It's just one of those things where there's a little bit more work that needs to be done than we expected. But I told him, I was like, look, even if the roof, like, let's say the roof lasted us 2 years. This house is on city sewer.
Mm-hmm.
And all of our other properties have given us a surprise septic $25,000 bill in the first 2 years of running. I was like, and we know we're not going to have that here. So like, even though we know it's not a surprise bill, like we'll probably have to replace the roof at some point in time. It's not leaking, you know, like we could get another 5 years out of it, or we could make an insurance claim on it 5 years down the road, you know, because it starts peeling up or whatever. So I don't know. For me, I'm like trying to justify it in my head because obviously I want the house really bad. And Ethan's like meeting me with logic, being like, we can't make an emotional decision, Sarah. And I'm like, I've married this house already.
That's how you've made all of the decisions that you've made. That's how you sold the house that you got the 1031 exchange for, was an emotional decision.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally 100% emotion. This is why I'm like, Ethan, you've got to go build a business and I can't run this thing anymore because I'm way too emotionally involved. I wear my heart on my sleeve and that's what directs me.
Seriously.
So other than that, no real drama. We travel a lot this winter or this fall. But honestly, other than that, we're going to do 2 more projects with the current investor that we're working with. And I want to take on a couple more next year. I think that I'm going to have to make some money to bridge this gap between Ethan selling his insurance company and Ethan kicking off whatever he wants to do next. And like, I want to be a part of that, but I definitely want him to lead it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just know that I need to give him like a runway of like get quite a bit ahead on this, and I'm happy to plug in when you're ready for me to plug in, but I don't want to bulldoze it. I don't want it to become mine and yours right away. Like I want you to feel like you're leading it and I'm supporting you in it. And so in the interim, I want to take on a few more Airbnb projects. So if you're an investor listening to this and you want a turnkey B&B done by your girl,
yeah, girl,
hit me up. And that's all the drama in my life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, not so bad.
No, we're in a
now
really
that
good
that
place.
Cadillac stuff is gone.
Oh yeah,
You're chilling.
Yeah, I could update everybody on that real fast before we exit. If you want to buy Cadillac, it's for sale. Please buy it. I thought I was going to buy it, but it didn't work out. So,
do you have any interested buyers?
No. No. We offered to buy it. right before we got the permit. Right when we sold the lily pad, we were going to use the 1031 for that project. But I wanted to buy it at the appraised value, not $1 more, because I've obviously put a lot of work into that project. And the investors just were of the mindset that we could get more for it on the back end after we got the
How's
permit.
that working?
Not well. Not well at all.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so it's like, I mean, she's booking. Like, that's great to see. I mean, she's got guests, which makes it also very difficult for anyone to tour the property because we've got back-to-back guests throughout the summer, which is a great problem to have. It's just, you know, the buyer needs to want to run a short-term rental forever or run it as a wedding venue forever, you know, because there's not a whole lot of forced appreciation that can happen in that property.
Can somebody buy it as a permanent residence with the way it's been rezoned?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so somebody, in theory, the perfect buyer who would want this as a primary residence could still buy it as that. Okay.
Yes, they could still buy it as that.
Does it make sense at the price that they want to, that you guys want to sell it for it to be a primary residence though?
I think we're getting very close to dropping it dramatically in price.
Okay.
I know that Ethan and I are very much pushing for that. I think right now it's sitting at $750, $749, something like that.
That price does not surprise me for that house though. Like I wouldn't look at that price and be shocked when I went and looked at that house.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that, I mean, the problem is it's not going to appraise for that. You know, like we had it appraised last year, and it appraised at 664, 665.
That sucks.
So
it's because there's nothing else like it in the market. That's
Right.
why it's appraising for that, and that sucks.
Right. And so somebody would have to bring the difference, the cash difference between 664 and 750.
Just really want it.
Yeah. And so you're upside down on a house, right? You're not going to be able to sell it for that amount unless it's to another investor who wants to do the exact same thing, but it cash flows fantastic, right? Like anyone who is looking to buy a turnkey short-term rental and they want to be in a market where they are the only short-term rental or one of very few short-term rentals, and it's got proven income. Like this is a great property to move forward on. We just, you know, we needed that 1031. We needed to like put it somewhere and we couldn't come to an agreement at that point in time for where we were at. And so we decided to move forward on something else. And so now it's still up for sale. And I just, you know, I know that all of us investors are just exhausted by the entire situation and are exhausted with each other. And we've obviously gone through a lot together. And so I just think that we're ready to like let somebody else give it life. I mean, it's still, obviously we're still running it, but yeah, if you're interested in a turnkey short-term rental in Alpena or in Cadillac, we're selling too.
Selling too.
Yeah.
Hopefully mid next month, mine will be listed.
Yeah, and ours is currently
My family is doing a little vacay up there.
That's so fun.
Then we're doing the deep clean, and it's going to be listed.
Good for you. Yeah. So, and I'm starting to see that all over the state. I've seen so many short-term rentals, like crappy short-term rentals, not good short-term rentals, but really crappy short-term rentals. They're being listed for sale, like in South Haven or some in Saugatuck. Like I've seen kind of all over the place. Like some of these more popular markets are starting to have crappy B&Bs go up for sale, and you can just tell that it's the market correcting. You know, like you can't put a crappy product up, but they're asking too much for it. And so I just think, like with Cadillac specifically, if we had someone offer literally anything, I know the back end of us is ready to negotiate. So, FYI for anyone listening, if you want. If you want orange Cadillac to yours. And there's a lot of ways that you could make more money on it. It doesn't have a sauna. You know, it doesn't have a cold plunge. The game room could be built out more. You've got 2 spaces, like the creepy room that we have all the storage stuff. You could turn it into something. It could be finished out. You could add another bathroom into that property. There's a couple upstairs bedrooms that you could fit a whole nother bathroom into. I don't know. There's just a lot that you could squeeze more money out of it. Not that you'd need to because it currently cash flows well. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, throw that out there if anyone's looking to purchase a big B&B. I've got one for you. And I've got a manager for it if you don't want to manage it. So
there we go.
You could just pay it and start receiving income.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, but that's it. That's all the drama that I've got in my life. So how are we doing for time? Are we at time?
I think we are.
Amazing. All right. Well, everyone, thanks again for listening. Reach out if you have any questions. If you want to come to our very last retreat in October, please buy a ticket for that. We are filling up quickly, which is
so exciting.
So exciting. So don't hesitate to get your ticket for that. And then we'll see you next time.
Bye.